Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our literature chapter 6 lines written in early spring. That is the poem by William Wordsworth, and throughout this poem, Wordsworth is known as the nature loving poet. Okay, and Wordsworth has a renowned reputation as the poet of nature. In his work, nature assumes a personality, an almost divine spirit towards all the objects. To be close to nature, Wordsworth always feels close to God also. And while there were other poems of nature that were prevalent throughout the Romantic era, it is Wordsworth to spring most readily to mind. So, in this first para, the here the poet feels very happy. I heard 1,000 blended notes while in the groove I sat reclined in that sweet mood when pleasant thoughts bring sad thoughts to the mind. The poet wanted to show the 1,000 blended notes, implying an almost pervasive presence of natural and something that is akin to the omnipotence shown by God. And what he said that it's a sweet mood, what pleasant thoughts. Everything depends on our mood, whether we feel pleasant or we feel gloomy or sad. So, always Wordsworth feels pleasant mood in the presence of a natural phenomena or natural objects. To her fair works did nature link the human souls that through me run. And much it grieved my heart to think that man has made of man. In the second paragraph, moves briefly away from the nature to reminisce on the misery that other humans have caused each other since time immemorial. The poet, however, take a moment to state that nature is linked to humanity and the very idea of the soul also. And nature soul is not that different from humanity. That means there is a deep connection between the nature and humanity itself. It is man's natural state to be close to nature. We always feel pleased in the lap of nature. This was one of Wordsworth's principal philosophy, that the man's innate state to be close to nature always, and he always feel pleased with the nature or in the company of nature. So, in the third paragraph, through primrose tufts in that green bar, what the poet want to say here? In this, the presence of nature as a living thing strikes again. And this time, in the moment verbs used, trailed. Trailed is the moment word here. And for the periwinkle breathes for the flowers. Throughout, lines written in early spring, Wordsworth does his best to create the idea of a living, breathing world that is only a fraction removed from humanity. Means here the nature has been shown as a fraction which has been removed from humanity. So in the next paragraph, what has been shown there? The birds around me hopped and played, means the natural phenomena has been shown here, and once more the presence of movement draws a straight contrast with the immobile poet, and that is the nature's readers attention towards nature, and so much has been said about it that it renders and speak poet nearly a known entity. He has the presence in the poem. No thoughts, no personality, no idea his word is amused by the stronger one of nature. Their thoughts I can't measure, and he is not going to measure the thoughts of natural things. But the least motion which they made, it seemed a thrill of pleasure. Always he used to be pleasant in with the natural memories. So the budding twigs spread out their fan to catch the breezy air, and I must think, do all I can, that there was pleasure there. That means here the poet want to say, and with the next paragraph also, and if this belief from heaven be sent, if such be nature's holy plan, have I not reason to lament what man has made of man? And throughout these lines, what the poet want to say, mm, uh, same lament Wordsworth ends this poem, the same laments that was mentioned earlier. Have I not reason to lament? And the poet is saying that he is not having any reason to lament upon the nature. And throughout this poem, there was the attempt by nature to heal the injured soul of the poet speaker. Near the end, despite the best efforts of nature herself, the poet speaker's spirits are still melancholy and low, thus negating the healing effects that Wordsworth claimed nature possessed. It ends on a somber and sad note, the world of nature, untouched by the miseries of humanity, continues on while the human soul, bound in its rigid cage of mortality and reason, is left behind to experience the misery of the human world. So, throughout this poem, students, the poet here again and again wants to explain the beauty of nature. And throughout these lines, here Wordsworth described, he presented a very beautiful, divine, natural phenomena, and also focused, also poet also want to convey the message that there is an internal relationship or internal connectivity between the human beings and the nature. So the poem is up to here. I want you to go through this poem once more. Later on, I'll send you the question answers also, and I'll send you the video of this poem also. You are supposed to listen once more. Thank you. Have a nice day. Goodbye.